Hello everyone, Walk Hill Bethelite here. And Jehovah's Witnesses use a formula that is addictive. They use the same formula that the video game industry has used. Anyone who plays video games, you should know it's not real. It's a game. That's the whole point in calling it a game, is you know it's not real. But you still get a good feeling. You still get a rewarding feeling for reaching goals, obtaining status. There's certain items in games that are a status. Hey, I've achieved this. I've gotten this. And to the video game community, people may look up to you. Wow. People who play Madden football. You may score a touchdown, and the people in that community that play Madden, wow, this guy is 20-0. He's won 20 games and hadn't lost any. But this is a video game. But it's addictive. It's addictive to have the feeling of accomplishment. Even if you're not actually accomplishing anything. You ain't throwing a football in your life, but you're playing Madden. It's the same with Jehovah's Witnesses. They use this formula where they give you the answers. You're going to a religious service, and the way that it's structured in a question and answer format. So, for example, the weekly meeting, you're going to have questions asked of you from the platform. You're going to have to raise your hand, give answers. And to that community, there's Lily here, the Potter. To the Jehovah's Witness community, wow, he's commented 2 times. But you got the answers. That is the formula that Watchtower uses. We're going to make pretend we're in school, and you can achieve titles. You can get accolades for commenting, for standing next to carts. But you're not really doing anything. How difficult, let me ask you guys, how difficult do you think it would be to go to school, to go to class, to take a college course? If you had all the answers, if literally every single time you went to school, you went to class to take your college courses, you had the answers to every test. And I don't mean you went and studied and found them yourself. No, the school gives you the answers. But then you still feel the accomplishment when you have done your test and you've done it according to the school correctly. When you're captain of the study hall, you're not really studying, you have the answers. The school gives you the answers. But you've got this title now, and you feel good. You've graduated. You've got a bachelor's in technology. You feel good. You go around telling everybody you got a bachelor's in technology. But the school you go to, they give you all the answers. It would actually be fun, right? It'd be fun. It's not really real. You don't know a damn thing about technology. You were given all the answers. You don't actually know. Aside from the answer key that the school gives you. You don't know nothing about technology. You remove the answers that they give you, you couldn't answer a single question. But people would still feel good, would they not, by having a title. I've got a bachelor's. I've got a BA in this. I'm this. I'm that. I remember Trump talking about he was going to do a university or something like that, and then there was questions as to the credibility. He's talking about some kind of universal, I don't know, university or something like that. There's questions on the credibility. Heck, the people going to the school would still feel good if they had titles, if they got degrees, regardless of the credibility. It's just the same type of method that Jehovah's Witnesses used. For the longest time, they called themselves having a school, and they called it the Theocratic Ministry School, and people felt good because they were getting parts on this Theocratic Ministry School, and they would get a W if they needed to work on something like a gesture, or they get a G if they did good, and they'd feel good. Oh, the pat on the back. Oh, I got a G on my assignment. This is not a real school. The Jehovah Witness Theocratic Ministry School was not a real school. That may be the reason why they had to change the name. This ain't accredited. Y'all ain't in there actually learning nothing. The Watchtower study is not really a study. You got a magazine, you read a paragraph, the answer is blatantly, obviously in the paragraph, and you got grown adults just repeating back the answers that are in the paragraph, but they feel good because after they do that, the person who is conducting the quote-unquote Watchtower study, oh, very fine comment, brother, very fine. All they did was repeat what was in the damn paragraph. This is why people will never, there are some people who will never leave the Jehovah's Witness cult. Just like there are some people who will never stop playing certain games. There was a guy, I remember, me and him were friends, but he was in a wheelchair. And he needed help going to the bathroom and things like that. Like, he was in a wheelchair in the sense that he really couldn't walk. So he would need help getting on the toilet and whatnot. And I didn't even know he played video games, so I was joking around with him one day, helping him get off of his wheelchair, and I'm joking around with him, and he's like, hey, watch how you talk to a captain of Starfleet. And I'm like, what? He said, yeah, matter of fact, I'm working towards being an admiral in my Starfleet game. Like, really? You get titles in this video game. You can become a captain. You can become an admiral. To that community, you are that, even though it's not real. In Jehovah's Witnesses, you can just keep repeating back the answers that they give you in these paragraphs, and they'll call you a ministerial servant. Or you can just keep practicing repeating back information from a stage that Watchtower already gave you, and they'll call you an elder. You can obtain titles while not really doing anything. This is addicting to people. I've been to Kingdom Halls while they're having their weekly meeting. They may call it the Home Family Study, something, I don't know what they call it now. And there were brothers there with, I'm talking, their breath was super bad, hair all wild, suit had an odor, And I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about damn near everybody in the hall. There was something wrong with damn near every one of those men in the hall. And I'm talking about the ones that were older, from like 35 and up. There was something seriously wrong with any one of them. Because they come up and talk to you and then you have to back up a little bit. Because it's like their breath is killing your brain cells. Literally killing your brain cells with bad breath. There were people that had so much dirt under their fingernails that you didn't want to shake their hand. They reach out to shake your hand, and it's like they've been digging ditches with their bare hands, using their fingernails as shovels. This is no exaggeration, but these people have got titles. Ministerial servant, elder. That's the reason why they're not going to stop going to those types of religious services. Watchtower's made it addictive. We're going to give you the answer, let you repeat back the answer we gave you in this Watchtower, and then tell you did a good job, give you a pat on the back, tell you you're a good Christian. We're going to give you a cart with books and magazines. Nobody wants these, but if you stand next to it, pat you on the back, call you an auxiliary pioneer, call you a pioneer. And in that community, just like in the gaming community, when you get a title or you score a touchdown playing Madden or get a dunk playing NBA 2K, to that community, you're getting pats on the back. To the community, that's important. To the Jehovah's Witness community, when somebody gets up on stage and struggles through some rehearsed information that Watchtower done already gave them to give, to that community, they're doing a good job. To this day, I'm sure there are people who are getting up on stage to repeat back some information Watchtower done already gave them, and they Watchtower, to try to make it even easier than what it was, gave Jehovah's Witnesses these monitors where they put pictures. And what they'll do is they'll put a picture on the monitor and ask grown adults to look at the picture and tell me what you see in the picture. And then they'll raise their hand, get a microphone and everything. Well, I see in that picture, very fine, brother, very good. And I mean, he just feeling so good. They struggle to get these pictures on these monitors. Jehovah's Witnesses, literally, they struggle. I don't know if you guys have been to a meeting where the brother's like, now, friends, look at the picture and tell me what you see. And you look and the daggone picture ain't there. Because these are not actual qualified people to even be putting pictures on a screen. You got people in the back, they feel good for doing this, but they're supposed to be putting pictures on the screen, turning on music, things like that, and they struggle with it. Like they're not good at anything because they're not qualified. It's just like the guy who was in the wheelchair. You're helping him get on a toilet and he's talking about he's a captain in Starfleet and he fired 8 photon torpedoes the other night. He's not really a captain. He ain't really fired no damn torpedoes. It just makes people feel good. There's games that are called role-playing games, RPGs. These have gotten extremely popular. Now, back in the day, I don't know if you guys have ever played an RPG. Back in the day, let's say back in the Nintendo days, back in the Super Nintendo days, back in the Sega Genesis games, PlayStation, all these different genres of consoles, the formula oftentimes stayed the same for a lot of these video games. And that is, if you're playing an RPG, you'll eventually win. You just have to keep playing it. It's something called experience points. The longer you play it, the game rewards you. And you'll keep gaining levels, making your character stronger and stronger. Not that you're really even achieving anything. You're just repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. And eventually, whatever the boss is of that level, you're gonna beat them if you just keep playing the game. Well, even though people know this, I just have to keep what they'll call grinding, gaining more experience points. Eventually, it's just gonna make me strong enough to be able to beat the thing. They keep playing it anyway. They're addicted to it. It's the formula that they use for RPGs, and it works wonders. It's the same with Jehovah's Witnesses. If I keep grinding, if I keep going to this watchtower, quote unquote study, and I just keep repeating back what is in the damn watchtower, I'm eventually going to get a title. I'm eventually going to become a ministerial servant. I'm eventually become an elder. I'm going to eventually become this or that. If I just keep repeating the same process. This is the reason why I think that no matter how idiotic to the rest of the world Jehovah's Witnesses look, for being a member of a cult that falsely predicted the end of the world, being a member of a cult that to this day keeps flip-flopping its doctrines, being a member of a cult that has governing body members that literally look insane, none of this matters. None of it matters. Because it feels good to go to a class and you already been given the answers. And then you walk around with straight A's, but you were given the answers. That's something, I guess, that the Jehovah's Witnesses have taught us about human psyche. It doesn't matter if you earned it or not. What matters is that to that community, you have obtained something. You have reached a goal. You have been given a title. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. But even the assembly parts, you got people who are not qualified to pass out cartons of milk in the lunch line of a kindergarten. But they feel good. They'll pat themselves on the back because Jehovah's Witnesses will, if they keep grinding, keep repeating the same processes over and over again, keep repeating the same things that Watchtower's given them and the information, now that they've looked it up themselves, they could eventually be giving assembly parts. It's the same philosophy. It's the exact same philosophy. It's not hard, because that's why when you look at videos on YouTube of Jehovah's Witnesses standing next to carts, and someone approaches them that knows anything about the Bible and starts to question them, they always, you got years of video footage, proof that Jehovah's Witnesses almost always run from anybody that actually wants to tell them where they're wrong in the Bible. They will pack up their entire cart of books and magazines and run off. Why? Because they're not actually qualified to be standing next to any kind of book. I don't care if it's a damn coloring book. Jehovah's Witnesses are not qualified to be standing next to a coloring book, let alone any other type of book with some words in it. So yeah, somebody comes up to them. This person, they may not have even been to any kind of a college or anything like that, where they learn theology, but they'll talk to Jehovah's Witnesses. Hey, what about this scripture? The Jehovah's Witness, well, we got to go because we're not going to debate here. And they just run away because they don't know anything. Apart from the answers Watchtower gives them at all their meetings, they have the answers. Apart from just repeating that back, they themselves don't know anything. It's the same concept of a person who was given all the answers in their technology class, and then they speak to somebody who is actually into technology. They actually can fix computers, and the person's talking to them about it. And what is the person who was given all the answers, like a Jehovah's Witness would, what would they do? They'll feel uncomfortable. Well, I gotta go. You know what I mean? I gotta go. Other than some of the things that I've heard repeated, given to me as far as answers are concerned, I don't know anything actually about technology. Just like Jehovah's Witness, we don't know anything actually about religion outside of what we saw in a Watchtower. Comment down below, let me know what you think. But this is addicting. It's just like a video game. You keep going to meetings, you keep getting patted on the back, you just keep repeating the same thing that they're telling you. You get, titles. It's never-ending process. And hey, people don't want to face reality. The guy in the wheelchair, he don't want to face reality. That hey, I'm not flying a damn spaceship. I'm not captain, of a Federation vessel. And it's it's the same with Jehovah's Witnesses. We don't want to face reality. We don't really have no titles. We don't really have too many accolades. We don't really even know too much about religion. But we want to just keep going to these meetings and feel important. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. X-Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.